Hello, and welcome to this week's podcast.
I'm your host, Kelsey.
And I'm your other host, Aubryn.
Starting the chat with this week's hot topic, I feel like we should talk about Prescott word of mouth.
Yes.
I mean, have you seen all those posts about, carpooling? I mean, I've seen so many of
I've
them.
heard about it, yeah.
Really.
Some unhappy parents, I see.
Elementary kids are having to walk to school because they don't have a ride.
Yeah, in this weather, too. We'll get into that.
That's unbelievable.
It's wild. As we were talking about, many elementary students were seen walking to school, clearly unsettled by the cold. It's negative. That's just miserable. I can't imagine that. But as a little kid, isn't that horrible?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in the summer, it makes more sense. But in this cold, no way.
Even close by to the school is a huge trek.
Sure.
For
I believe
winter.
I saw in the forecast, because today was negative 20.
Yeah.
Yesterday was maybe negative 30 with a field temp of negative 45. I mean,
yeah.
Why wouldn't we cancel school?
No, there's no point. We can do it online. And my mom warned me. She's like, you have to wear your jacket, hat, and gloves. So everyone make sure you're bringing and wearing winter jackets for the negative degrees because it's cold and you need to protect.
I mean, you said your cousins had school off, right?
Yeah.
Where do they live again?
They live in Princeton, Minnesota, and they had school off. And all the conferences had school off. And St. Joe's in Prescott had school off, but not the public Prescott schools, which...
just so weird to me. I mean, why would St. Joe's have off, but not us and all these other areas?
Yeah, and why not the elementary schools? Because St. Joe's is young and older kids, so at least why don't we have the Prescott Public Elementary? What's the difference between the kids?
Yeah, doesn't make sense to me.
And
coming up next, we're talking to our counselors. We are now here with Mr. Kurg. I have a couple questions about scholarships.
Outstanding. Go ahead.
Yeah. So how do we fill those out?
We have a common application that just recently went live. Seniors should be looking in their email boxes, and we actually have a link to it on the counseling website. So on the Prescott High School webpage, if you go into Student Services into Counseling, you'll see it on the left. There'll be a tab that says Scholarships, and there's a common application to all of our local scholarships. But then below, you also got to keep in mind that there are scholarships that what I refer to as regional. And those are scholarships, I think some of them sometimes come from Wisconsin Credit Union, the VFW, Vietnam Vets, and other things. I'm not quite sure. They're not sitting in front of me, but apply for any of those that pertain to you. And also, seniors, if you've chosen your college, look on their website. They have in their financial aid, you'll see scholarships, grants, and aid. Most colleges have a very, very comprehensive list of scholarships, and you should apply for anything that remotely pertains to you, and give it a chance, because the only thing you're out is time, and every little bit counts when you're going to college.
Yeah, for sure. Money adds up. When do the scholarships through the school open?
The scholarships through the school will open any day now. Like I said, you'll get an email and it'll become live. The one thing that you do need to understand is that they close on the 14th, I believe, or the 15th, with the day before spring break. I believe that's the 14th, and at 3:30, and that is a hard deadline. So you have a lot of time to get them done. They don't take that long, but they are currently live, so you can go and apply for those as well.
Oh, great, thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, since you were talking about grants and stuff, what about the FAFSA?
The FAFSA became live on December 1st. Don't panic if you haven't filled it out yet. It's you are well within the window. You should fill it out. I am happy to help anyone who wants help in assisting getting starting their FAFSA ID and setting up an account. The one thing that I ask that if you come to see me to set up an account is that you have access to your Social Security number, because you will need it. And then if you do start filling out the actual FAFSA, you may need one of your parents, either their Social Security number or a way to link them together. There will be some homework because your parents also have to do some of the FAFSA work as well. But the new FAFSA, since it's updated, is relatively painless. it's still a very important document, but it's come a long way since years ago when I filled out the FAFSA and had to send it in by mail. So it's nothing to be really anxious about, but it is something that you have to do, and it's another step to going to college.
Yep, so just add that to your list, and anyone in the counseling office can help. Just stop on in. And then I do have one more question for you. For the students or the seniors taking UWRF classes, is there like a deadline, or when do they pick up textbooks, and how do we do all this stuff?
They're going to want to, and it really is class specific. Some classes require a textbook that you have to order, or in some classes you're able to pick up textbooks from their textbook library, and then you rent them and then you give them back. However, if you have to order them, you come in and see Miss Linder. She has that process down to a science, and she's able to get you your textbooks, and you're able to do those classes. Once again, it's one of those things. It's another step in the road for those programs. But come in and see Miss Linder. She'll gladly help you. She can get you set up really quick, and we'll take it from there.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for answering our questions.
Outstanding. Great job, girls. Yeah, and the final thing that I would like to express to the students is the counseling office has got a wealth of information for a lot of different topics, everything ranging from mental and emotional health, academic support and tutoring, to college and career readiness. And also we, in my world, if you are interested in youth apprenticeship, if you have a job and want to be a part of that program, and there are many, many other programs, so all the way from AP testing to just if you need a letter of recommendation, or you need recommendation, or just some friendly advice, or you just want a friendly face to talk to, swing by the counseling office. We're obviously here every day at school, and we try to do the best we can. And if we don't have an answer to your question or concern, we'll reach out to the people who do.
All right, great. Thank you. And now for some senior announcements. Make sure if you haven't yet to submit your baby pics and messages. Senior pics are also wanted.
Make sure that you fill out the online form that was sent in your email with the senior stuff. There is the option for the senior quote at the end. The date may change of when it needs to be done, but make sure that you have an idea of what you want. And then this is new. Nobody's been sending. Make sure that your parents and you find senior memories of when you were like children, like everyone, and send them in to Miss Budworth or Miss Langer soon, because we need those. Thank you.
Another reminder about scholarships. We recently had a meeting during, was it homeroom last week?
Yep.
Yes, there was a homeroom meeting. Lots of scholarships have been sent out. I'm not sure if the school ones have, but just general scholarships.
I believe so.
So make sure that you fill out your Common App and get those submitted, and make sure you apply to the ones that work with you.
And then we will ask Mr. Kirk more about it, so stay tuned. And that's a wrap on this week's podcast.
We hope you enjoyed listening and that it was informative.
See you next week.